See the world by train. This time we'll travel through the Near and Middle East and India. Departing from Istanbul, the entrance to Asia, the train will traverse the vast expanse of the Turkish land. We will then come across ancient ruins in Syria. In Israel, we'll visit Holy Jerusalem and other cities to the north. In the Islamic nation of Iran, we'll breathe religion inseparable from the lives of its people. Finally, in India, we'll experience the luxurious Royal Orient and then travel across the country. The Bosporus Strait. It virtually separates Europe from Asia. The biggest city in Turkey, Istanbul, is located at its entrance. Western and Eastern cultures meet here. Turkey is also the entrance to the Islamic world. Their culture has roots deep in their religious prayer. From Istanbul, we take a ferry run by the Turkish State Railways over to Bandurma, then continue on to Izmir and Selçuk. Bandurma station is right next to the port. The Marmara Express departs. It's not long before chai is served. Izmir is a port on the Aegean Sea. It's the third largest city in Turkey. This is a rarity. The railroad tracks extending in all four directions cross each other at right angles here. From Izmir to Selçuk, we enjoy a ride on a steam locomotive. Selçuk is near Efes, where the largest ruins on the Aegean Sea remain. Efes. One of the seven wonders of the ancient world, the Artemision, is here among other ruins from the Greek and Roman eras. high-quality clay found near Kütahya made it a town of pottery. The beautiful flower patterns are all hand-painted with the remarkable craft of these women. From Kütahya, we head for Adana, near the Syrian border. The plains of Anatolia extend to the horizon all around. This is the very center of Turkey. Konya was the capital of the Seljuk Turks from the 11th to the 13th century. This Mevlana monastery of a mystic sect of Islam is also from that period, reminding us of the power of the Seljuks back then. Snow-capped mountains come into view, the Taurus Mountains, and the train heads towards them. On the other side of the mountains, a vast wheat field welcomes us. Adana is not far away. Aleppo, the second largest city in Syria, has long prospered as a trading site between the east and the west. The Aleppo castle in the old town was built to defend the Arabs from the Crusaders. Aleppo is a terminal station in North Syria. The train engines in this country were all made in the USSR, the former Soviet Union. Driven by one of them, the train heads for Kamecheli, a town in northeast Syria. The train crosses the great river in the desert, the Euphrates. In this desert country, the Euphrates provides one of the few granaries to the people. Its affluent water means bread to them. Bread resulted in many great ruins left on its banks. Among them are these Halabia ruins. The Halabia ruins from the Byzantine Empire have not yet been excavated, keeping their mysteries buried under the sand. We arrive at Deir ez-Zor station. Using what little time they have before departure, passengers stuff their stomachs. This red button is a vigilance control. To keep the driver from drowsing, it beeps every 30 seconds as long as the train is in motion. A device necessary in a country like Syria where the train goes on and on in the middle of a desert. The train arrives at Kamecheli, a town on the Iraqi and Turkish borders. This general area has been known as Kurdistan, inhabited by the Kurds. But this borderline now divides this Kurdish land. The other side of the line is Turkey. We are back at Aleppo station. Now we head for Damascus in the south, the capital of Syria. This Syrian lady wants to show us something. It's a photograph of a popular singer, Haba Fakli, from Aleppo, the most famous singer in this country, according to her. The train reaches a mountainous area. 4 hours after leaving Aleppo, we arrive at Latakia. Located on the Mediterranean, Latakia is blessed with a mild climate. In Syria, where most of the territory is in the desert, this is one of the few resorts worth visiting. Tartus is a port town south of Latakia, located on the Mediterranean. Off the coast of Tartus is the small island of Arwad, about 1.2 miles in perimeter. About 4,000 people densely reside on this island. This island once prospered as the center of a great civilization. So prosperous was it that it quickly ran out of space, its buildings growing taller and taller, its colony expanding farther and farther on the mainland. The Phoenician civilization, which it is known as today, was subordinated when the Romans came to power. The night train that left Tartus is now heading for Damascus. The morning sun finds the train running in a huge desert. The snow-covered Golan Heights come into view. Damascus is not far from here. Damascus, the capital of Syria, mentioned in Genesis in the Bible and known to have been part of the Egyptian Empire in the 16th century BC, this is one of the oldest cities in the world. The Umayyad Mosque in the Old Town is the oldest Islamic mosque in existence. This is a holy city for the Muslims. Jerusalem, the holy city. It contains 4,000 years of history woven with different peoples and religions. The Golden Dome of the Rock is a holy edifice for Muslims. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre for the Christians. It is said to be standing on the hill of Golgotha, where Jesus Christ was crucified. And the Wailing Wall is visited by Jews from all over the world. A remnant of the retaining wall around the Holy Temple, which was destroyed by the Romans in the year 70, it has heard many, many prayers of the people lamenting their misfortune. We board a train with the Star of David at Jerusalem and travel through Israel from south to north towards Nahariya. In this country, children on an excursion are accompanied by a security guard. Tel Aviv is the political and economic center of Israel. The Jews who immigrated less than 90 years ago turned a dreary desert into a city with skyscrapers and beautiful beaches. The train passes by a mountain on its right side. This is Mount Carmel, which means God's vineyard. On the left, the Mediterranean draws near. We arrive at a port called Haifa. Haifa is the third largest city in Israel. The top of Mount Carmel to the Mediterranean is covered by houses and buildings. Akko, north of Haifa. This town, conquered by the Crusaders in 1104, prospered in the Mediterranean trade. Genoa, Pisa, Venice, and Marseille each had its own quarters here. The Arabs defeated the Crusaders in 1187 and Napoleon's army in 1799. These three sisters immigrated here 30 years ago from Romania. They got together to visit their elder sister in Naharia. We have arrived at Naharia, 87 miles north of Tel Aviv. This is the end of the Israeli railroad, but the tracks that once led the trains to Damascus are still here, stretching north through the streets of Naharia. Tehran, the capital of the Islamic Republic of Iran, is a city on a plateau, situated at an altitude of 4,600 feet. Since the Islamic Revolution in 1979, Iran has implemented the Islamic law as the national law. Women are required to wear hijab, which cover their entire bodies. The Islamic law decrees that women not expose any part of their bodies except their hands and faces. We travel south from here for 930 miles to Bandar Abbas, a port on the Persian Gulf. The average rainfall per year in central Iran is 9.8 inches, which is only 38% of that of Los Angeles. The train traverses the dry land along the Zagros Mountains that run from North Iran to the Gulf. A little bit before 8 p.m. As it gets dark, blankets and pillows are distributed on the train. The train arrives at Kashan station at 8 p.m. It stops here for 30 minutes for the prayer. Led by a boy, passengers perform the prayer in the service room at the station. The train resumes its journey. It is already morning when we get to Sistan. Here the line branches into two. One leads to Bandar Abbas, the other to Esfahan. Esfahan is about 40 minutes away from here. At the foot of Rocky Mountains, the ancient city of Esfahan reveals itself. As an Iranian saying goes, Esfahan is half the world. This vast oasis saw immense prosperity under the Safavid dynasty in the 17th century. It is still a great pride of the Iranian people. Especially famous among the great edifices in Esfahan is this mosque called Masjid-e-Imam, which is considered the architectural masterpiece of Persian culture. We redirect ourselves to Bandar Abbas. Yazid is a city located at the center of Iran, with a population of about 260,000. About 15,000 people in this city are still followers of Zoroastrianism, a native religion supposed to have formed in the 7th century BC. Characterized by the use of fire, the ceremonies of Zoroastrianism are said to have a close link with esoteric Buddhism in East Asia. Its chants are in one of the oldest Aryan languages. The silence towers on the outskirts of Yazid. Zoroastrians used to leave the dead on these mounds in order that birds of prey might feed on them. The train leaves Yazid and heads for Bandar Abbas. Wrapped completely in black hijab, Iranian women may appear unapproachable, but once you get to know them, you'll find them quite merry and nice. Now we can see a salt lake, white all over. The train gradually gains altitude. We have come to the Zagros Mountains, many of which exceed 13,000 feet in altitude. We have arrived at the final stop, Bandar Abbas. In 1994, this international trading port on the Persian Gulf was connected with Tehran, the capital of the country, by railroad. Much is expected from the city for the economic development of Iran. Lal Killa, the remains of the castle of the Mughal Empire, which dominated the area from the early 16th century to the early 18th century. The construction of Qutub Minar, the tallest stone tower in India, was begun at the end of the 12th century in commemoration of the Arabs' capture of this city. The multitude of monuments in Delhi makes one think of the glory of the times past. Our journey to retrace the history of India begins here at Delhi Kant Station. The luxury train called the Royal Orient pulls in at the platform. This is a recreation of the train exclusively used by Maharajas, the princes who lavished their wealth upon all things until the mid-20th century. At 2 p.m., the luxury train sets itself in motion to the southwest, to the Arabian Sea. The Royal Orient consists of 13 cars. Each car is equipped with a restroom and a shower room, as well as a lounge, like this. Each compartment has well thought out comforts, in addition to 3 beds. Needless to say, it is air conditioned. The Royal Orient has arrived at its first station, Rewari. In the bar on board, the passengers who have become acquainted with one another inhale aromatic conversation. At dusk, the kitchen gets busy with the preparation of dinner. This balloon-like food is puri, common bread in North India.
You see, tandoori chicken is inside.
Tandoori chicken has just been roasted in the oven. And this is curry, flavored with various spices. What they serve on the Royal Orient is genuine court cuisine, and you get to enjoy the best food in an elaborately decorated room. As the train approaches Udaipur, the view outside the windows becomes more and more arid, covered with sparse bushes. We arrive at Udaipur, 430 miles southwest of Delhi. Udaipur was created in 1727 by Jai Singh II, a powerful Maharaja. This white palace was built in the middle of a lake, which was created by the prince by holding back a river. The edifice that stands magnificently on the lake is the city palace. This palace, traditionally resided by Maharajas whose wealth and power have no match in the area, brims with treasure that simply overwhelms visitors. Maharajas, whose lives were occupied with incessant battles, were enraptured by India's traditional heroic tales, seeing themselves in the characters. One of these traditional tales is being enacted on the Royal Orient, just as it once was, many times over for the untiring Maharajas. By the skillful hands of a master who has performed this art for the last 60 years, the puppets are given life in this magnificent drama. "870 miles southwest of Delhi, the Royal Orient arrives at Veraval on the Arabian Sea. For thousands of years, Indian merchants have participated in the ocean trade, linking east and west. Casting its light on the Indian crafts, the sun sets into the Arabian Sea, just as it has for ages and ages. Mumbai, in West India. It is better known as Bombay, but it has now reverted to the pre-British name. Modern buildings of large corporations occupy the center of Mumbai. Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, formerly known as Victoria Terminus. The history of India's railroads began here, when its first train departed from this station in 1853. The Deccan Express, a super business express train, departs. It is headed for Neral, 60 miles east of Mumbai. The hills of Mathiran come into view. We have arrived at Neral Junction. We switch to the Mathiran Hill Railway here and visit a resort on a plateau. The tracks of the Mathiran Hill Railway are only 24 inches wide. The engine is proportionately small, hence the train's nickname, a toy train. It climbs the mountain up to Mathiran, 13 miles away, in 2 hours. No trip on this line is complete without him. He is a famous peanut vendor who is not about to miss these windows of opportunity, even if he has to stand on the outside of them. Doesn't he ever fall off the train? No, not for the last 20 years at least. We have arrived at the first station, Jamapati. From here on, the train has to go up steep slopes. To prevent the wheels from slipping, it is supplied with sand, which it pours on the tracks as it goes. Some is already laid on the tracks for the train to get started. The train approaches a spot called Octopus Head, so called for the way the tracks make a U-shaped curve. The train has made it to the final stop, Mathiran. Situated at an altitude of 2,635 feet, Mathiran is a resort developed in the mid-19th century under British rule. Absolutely no cars are allowed here. Transportation is carried out by rickshaws and ponies.
This scheme of transportation.
It is before dawn at Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus in West India. We are back in Mumbai. Now we take a 1,200-mile journey across India for Calcutta in the east. Native deities keep you company in the second-class compartments. This one has Ganesha, the elephant-headed god of good luck and wisdom. This compartment has Durga, a beautiful goddess astride a lion, who combats demons with 8 arms. The cave temples of Ellora are located south of this line. They were built between the 7th and the 10th centuries. 34 temples are here, 12 for Buddhism, 17 for Hinduism, and 5 for Jainism. We head east again for Calcutta.
लड़की
We arrive at Nagpur. This is an industrial city located in the northern part of the Deccan Plateau. Many long-distance trains arrive here from all over India. Cotton picking requires all the hands available in the family. Our journey across India is nearing the halfway point. There are 680 miles left to cover. On this train, there are many different vendors selling many different things. This one sells pan, a betel nut concoction, the Indian version of chewing tobacco. These peas are called chola.
This is the seed.
Chola masala is an assortment of peas flavored with spices. We arrive at Bilaspur. People crowd around a juice stand. Freshly squeezed orange juice would be nothing new to us if it didn't have spice in it. Now this is orange juice, Indian style. East India, along the Bay of Bengal, is a major rice-growing area. We have arrived at Calcutta, more than 1,200 miles away from Mumbai. More than 10 million people live in Calcutta, making it the second largest city in India. Right in front of the station is a bathing area for Hindus. Passengers who have just gotten off the night train clean themselves here. Calcutta is the end of our long journey from the Middle East.